What's going on in the housing market? Well, the headlines, 30-year mortgage rate above 7.4%. Let's pull it up on the screen here so you can see the 30-year mortgage has been creeping back up, back to its all-time high of the year. I mean, the interest rates are higher than they were in 2006, 2007, 2008. And at the same time, not only do we have these really high mortgage rates, we also have really high prices. Something's got to give. Either interest rates got to come down so we can these prices can be sustained, or prices got to come down where the mortgage rates stay high. One or the other. We can't maintain this forever. It's not a perpetual high prices, high interest rates. If not, we're going to continue to see what we're at in the housing market, which is a lot of stagnation. There is not a lot of sales going on because buyers and sellers can't agree. So buyers don't want to pay this high interest rate. Sellers don't want to lose that. They don't want to lower their prices. So something's got to give. What could change this? What could bring that variable that brings either interest rates down or brings housing prices down? Interest rates would come down by the Fed, cutting rates. Is that forecasted anytime soon? Are they going to lower interest rates anytime soon? No. Unless we're in a recession or some kind of really economic turmoil, maybe the banks are having issues, maybe there's geopolitical, some kind of event that we don't foresee, or that recession, which looks like it's getting closer and closer, the potential of a recession anyways. Let me pull up on your screen that could bring that variable in this change of dynamics. All right, up on your screen here, nice news article from MarketWatch. Builders ramp up construction of new U.S. homes in July, which is a surprise. Home builders have been fearful kind of to build houses because they read the writing on the wall that, hey, things are getting tight, houses aren't selling, but they are pushing that inventory because they have capital to do so. So could this inventory, I know you've been hearing it everywhere, inventory, there's low inventory, there's no inventory. That's what's keeping housing prices so high. So what happens when we see this inventory from new homes? That can bring housing prices down. Another thing that could bring housing prices down is this short-term rental market, this vacation home rental market. Airbnbs and your Open Door, your Redfins, or your local vacation rental website, whatever you're listing your property on. Those markets have become more and more saturated. People have bought these short-term rentals, and as people lose their purchasing power, their dollar, because they're racking up debt, guess what they're not doing? They're not taking vacations to these Airbnbs as much. That's going to start slowing down. And if you have a oversupply of short-term vacation rentals, what does that do? That brings that short-term vacation rental prices down, making their business less profitable. If they're making less profit, can they pay their mortgage anymore? Are they able to do that? People were getting loans. It was either the DSCR loan or DCRS loan, and that's the no income verification loan. It's just based on how much revenue that you can generate from that short-term rental. So what happens if you don't have the income, but you're expecting this revenue? Well, you're not getting that revenue. What are you going to have to do? Either let that go back to the bank or list it on the market. So we have a couple different dynamics. You have new home builds going up. You have short-term rental saturation where they can't pay their mortgage anymore or no longer is profitable. It's not worth it. They list their home. And then you have a lot of vacancies across the U.S., second, third homes, or just unoccupied homes. And what happens when folks start reading the headlines, the news articles, scrolling through their social media pages saying housing prices coming down because of these other things? Well, if I got a second and third home, maybe a fourth home, well, all right, I might as well list it. So you can see where inventory could start stacking up as the year proceeds, as next year proceeds. But again, if interest rates come down, maybe the housing prices maintain the level that they're at. So this is to be determined, but just something to really be aware of. And which one's more likely, housing prices coming down or interest rates coming down? The higher probability, in our opinion, right now is that those housing prices start to come down. Interest rates are going to stay high as long as the Fed can keep them high because they're too worried about inflation going back up. And then we start this fight all over again with inflation, and that could be a nasty thing for the U.S. economy. So it's something that we don't want to have to see them restart this whole rate-raising campaign. So if you found some value from this market forecast video, please do me a favor, like and subscribe to this page. Next week, we'll tune in, give you our updates on what's going on in the market, what's going on in the housing market, what's going on in the interest rate market, and we'll help you navigate. Expertise you deserve, experience you can count on.